To be here. It's simply completely unique. There is nothing else like it on the planet. It's all about humans. It's human stories. They're completely alone. They can't bring family, friends. There is no outside assistance. Everything that moves their boat through the water is because of the skipper. It's a completely unscripted adventure. No one knows exactly what's going to happen.
McIntyre Golden Globe, around the world from the south to north, December 6, 26. Yay!
Well, here we go again. Colm, jeepers. I haven't seen you for a while, actually. And now just explain where you are right at the moment. What's going on?
So I made sight of the lights of Cabo San Lucas on the southern tip of Baja California.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Pacific at the moment, and making my way down to the Panama Canal in order to get to the start line.
That's all
So
right.
I got to do about like 8 or 10,000 just to get to the start. So that's on me, Don. I decided to live on the west coast of the United States and to buy a boat in San Diego. So
Yeah.
I got to do the part now to get it to the start.
Okay, so you haven't got your harness on. You're not bouncing around. What's the conditions like outside? And what do you got up?
So I originally was going to hove to because the conditions were a bit gusty this morning. But it really just started laying down. So local time for me, I'm just approaching local noon. And so think the sea state's kind of calmed down. We're looking at about 1.5 meter swell with about a 10-second period. So fine. And the winds are around 5 to 10 knots, variable. And so I have my working jib up full, and I have a single reef main, and that's primarily because the current sails I have are not they're not cut for each other. So I'm learning what the boat needs and how things respond. So the main's actually a bit oversized for my head sails. So I'm working with that to make sure we get a nice balance.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've got Don. There's 2 seabirds right now on the pulpit. They've been hanging out for the last hour, so I just let them be. Calm enough for them to take a rest. It's calm enough for the
Yeah. Okay. Well, they hate to tell you this, they just come on board to do a dump. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's kind of fun. Anyway, so good that you could be here, and you've got a Tayana 37, right? Tell us
Correct.
a bit about the boat and what's happened there before we get into your life.
Sure. The in the original hunt for the designs was looking at the approved designs and was pointed in direction that a Tayana would also be considered, and hasn't had a Tayana in the race as of yet. So this will be the first one. And the Tayanas have their own backstory, and I actually found that the paperwork and some of the history on the boat was a bit wasn't correct. And so in the research of the title and everything else, it turns out it appears to be hull number 9 of when they were called the CT-37 before they officially became Tayanas. And it's a Bob Perry design. It's a double-ender boat and full keel, and I find it quite roomy, actually. And in the history of it, it was originally brought over, it was made in 76 and then imported into Canada in 77 and originally named after an Indian tribe, Native American tribe from that British Columbia, Vancouver area. Interestingly, they're the only tribe that hasn't that are in still open defiance against the United States and some of the tribal laws. It's pretty cool. So
that's cool. You told them what you're doing. I suppose it's not relevant, but
well, there is an interest. So I've only kind of come to the information in the last few weeks, and when I did the proper title search, and then started researching it. But so it's cool. And with
Yeah.
it, it's had a bunch of different names over the years, as it was a charter boat. And then it was kind of shared between two or three couples that would almost use it. And they had it for a number of years. And then about 14, 15 years ago, it was purchased by a gentleman from Alberta.
Yeah.
They brought it down from Vancouver down to the Sea of Cortez down in Baja. And they used it primarily as their second home for
Yeah.
about 10 years. It stayed on the
Okay.
hard for about 4, and then I was able to purchase it.
Yeah, cool. And you've done new engine, new bits and pieces everywhere. Have you finished building, or you 3/4 of the way through, or 80% of the way through? Where's it at?
Any good dream, you always build the plane in flight, Don. So it has very much become the ship of Theseus. So it had the original spruce mast.
Yeah.
There was some dry rot in it, and the more we dug into the boat, the more it really became that the only thing we were going to keep was essentially the hull and the deck,
Yeah.
and was going to just work through upgrading and fixing a lot of stuff. So the engine was taken out. I have a brand new Yanmar that's been put in. The mast, standing rigging and running rigging has all been replaced. It's a Selden mast. We've got pro furlers on the front, which is nice. I had the Harkin ones, but they're of that composite material, and I just prefer the metal.
Yeah.
And we had a different wind vane on the back of the boat, and ended up moving with Hydrovane, and I have been delighted with it. So just for
Yeah.
where we are in this moment, I'm about 8 days into an offshore passage down from San Diego to Panama, and I'm just about to put into Puerto Vallarta to get that 50-hour warranty service knocked out in about 2
Yeah.
days. So I'm about
Yeah.
200 miles out, 240 miles out from Puerto Vallarta.
Okay. All right. I should have given a boring alert for the people that are into people rather than boats, but for that one. But now we
that's all right.
get into
You
you.
tell
In
me
fact,
what level of detail, my man.
yeah, exactly. I just realised I don't know a lot about. I know about your military. I know that you're from the military, and then because we met in the Ocean Globe race, you were part of
Correct.
the boys with the services entry. And are we allowed to talk about the event?
Sure. Yeah.
Your event?
Open
No,
it.
as in your
Yeah,
event,
yeah.
like as in jumping off the building.
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, what were you in the forces? Tell people what you were. You know, your
Sure.
services career.
So I'm a Airborne Ranger. I was a Ranger qualified officer in the 82nd Airborne Division. I served 4 years after graduating from Norwich University, which is the oldest private military college in the United States, and did just shy of a year and a half total time in Afghanistan, from around 2007 into halfway through 2008, during the George W. Bush surge at the time. And I was a platoon leader during that deployment, which was excellent. So you got to prepare. I prepared my unit. We deployed. We did that full time there, and then I was able to come back with them. And it was just, it is one of those rites of passages. It's a character forming, and really, you end up knowing yourself you really well, and you know what you're capable of, and you know what you're not. And it's a thing that I think tees me up. And I think a lot of veterans. There's a few in the race. I think that type of experience and having that rite of passage early in my 20s really shaped kind of who I am. So that's the background from that side.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
And then,
so where did carry
well,
on?
I got asked, through that connection, there was a veterans team. I was the only American entrant into the OGR, the last running, and it was all veterans. And so I had some prior sailing experience, because when I got out of the service, I decided I had enough of the desert and I wanted to get somewhere a little wetter. And I went down to St. Martin and got on the mega yacht industry that led me to sailing, and I ended up racing and primarily working on swans, which are fantastic. So the veteran crew, known as Skeleton Crew, had a boat called Godspeed, which was a swan. So I had an invitation to come out, and the role kind of expanded and changed a bit, and really just got along really well with the group. What prevented me from starting the Ocean Globe race.
Hang on. I want to lead into this.
Yeah.
So we got to know each other a little bit in the lead up to when Skeleton Crew turned up, and what an amazing bunch of guys and girls. You had a lady there,
Yeah.
absolute crazies, but real humans, and very much in the moment, and desperately wanting to do the OGR. Budget was always a problem, all these sorts of issues. But boy, what a team! So we're all getting excited, and I think it was only 3 days before the start of the race, and I didn't know that I didn't even know you were a base jumper. So I just get this call about, I don't know, midnight or something, and said, Don, you need to come down here straight away because one of the crew just jumped off a building and the parachute didn't open right. And I'm thinking, what the? And we get down there. I didn't even know you were jumping, all this sort of stuff. And you pick it up from there. You're a base jumper, and it was a jump. It was the tallest building around the place. What happened?
Mm-hmm. Well, the OGR and getting back on boats caught me at a different time. I was deep into the skydiving community in California, and in the base jumping community, and that's where my focus was. And so it's on me. I ended up stacking too much risk. I was trying to do too many things at once, and it was a hard-earned lesson. But the original kind of plan, or the quiet plan, was I was going to jump at each one of the ports of call, and I had contacts. I had contacts set up in Cape Town and in New Zealand or Australia was going to be that there was potential. So cool. So I waited for the weather window and I scoped out, and it just so happened that the marina where the OGR and the office was right next to the tallest building in the town, and I couldn't help but pass it every day and go, maybe.
Look up. Ooh,
yeah. So I went up and just to see if you could even get access, and I walked right in the building, didn't get challenged, followed went in the elevator, hit a button, went all the way up to the top floor, and the door for the roof access said always locked. I turned that handle and it swung right open. So I was like, okay, I guess we're doing it. So scouted it out during the day, and then I was waiting for a weather window when we had really low wind. And I think it was around 2 or 3 knots was forecast.
Yeah,
and it was a quiet night. It was good. I showed up. It's always at night, and I show up, have my backpack on, very like I'm going to I'm going to school. Got to get my learning on. Come right in. I just walk right past the desk into the elevator, top floor, turn the knob, and I'm back out on that little service kind of balcony. And I set up, get rigged up, go through my process, and do my countdown, and then jump. And I deployed the parachute. It was packed correctly. It opened correctly. However, if you imagine for all the sailors, cities are like rivers of air.
Oh, yeah.
And base stands for its buildings, antenna, structure, and earth, or bridges, antennas, structures would be like buildings. Sorry, it's buildings, antennas. Structures are like antennas and bridges, and then earth is like cliffs. Sorry, I'm all spun. Yeah. But the B should really go last because it's the most risky because of those kind of currents and rivers. And then you have buildings, which are physical objects that won't get out of your way. So when I jumped, there seems to be a vacuum where half the parachute collapsed because it was struggling for air molecules. Yeah. And by the time it corrected itself, I had already run out of altitude. So the building's about 280 feet. And I hit about 40 feet up on the roof of that overhang parking garage that's there. And there I laid. So I I collapsed both lungs. I fractured my entire thoracic chain. All the vertebrae had compression fractures, my C4, C5. I broke my sternum, my sacrum. I lacerated my liver, broke several ribs that were almost flail chest. And then I fractured my heel bone, my left heel. But miraculously, I was conscious. I never lost consciousness on the roof. I didn't have a head injury per se. I probably had a few going in, and
You immediately thought GGR.
GGR. I mean, well, you have that time waiting for anyone to show up, and I was thinking, why do a team race when you can do it solo?
Oh boy, yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't know whether you were going to survive. By the time we got there, that Anyway, it was
well.
interesting.
And on it, Don. Just an apology for doing that and bringing that onto the race.
No, don't be stupid. No,
but then
that's
also a thank you, because the GGR, while I was laid up and really like 20% of who I am, like the life force was really dim. I needed a bearing, and the GGR has given me purpose and direction, and we're on our way. So it's a long way to the start,
Absolutely.
but I'm 1,000+ miles into it.
It's crazy. I mean, every GGR entrant is different, and I often say that everyone's got a backstory. You got to be a bit loopy to do the GGR, and that's just solo sailing. But yours is another classic for sure. And we won't even go into what happened during your time in the services. But let's go back beyond the service and beyond thing. You tell us about when you're a little kid going to school. Where did life start from? How did you get there?
Well, I was born in Ireland, and my mother in Ireland. I was born in Dublin.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was born in Dublin, and my mother and was part of it's her. She's the first generation really to leave Ireland. We didn't leave during the famine, so it's interesting. It's really the first generations to leave the island, and I have an uncle that's also in New York who has his branch of the family, and then some of my cousins have gone to Australia. But before that, everybody was in Ireland, and so I came over at the age of about 3, and grew up in New York City, and from there, grew up in New York, and working class family, immigrant family, and knew that college was not in the cards. It was not going to be a thing that we could afford, and I was the eldest, and no one in my family had ever gone to university. And so I started very quickly recognizing that and making moves. And so I had originally applied to the Naval Academy. I applied to Norwich and Valley Forge, all military schools, and ultimately saw that as the path due to 2 amazing teachers that I had in high school, and who kind of pointed me or made this an option. And so I ended up getting a full scholarship to Norwich University, which from there I commissioned into the Army and went straight down to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, to join my unit. And so that really, the early childhood was one of just a working class family, a lot of love in the house, but also recognizing that we need to carve our own path and make a, if you want to have the life you want.
Yeah. Wow. And then, there you go. You fall off a building, you think GGR, you recover, which was amazing, and now you're actually doing it. That's quite something, because that was only in was it October 23. There's only
we're at about 2.5 years at the moment.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Now,
so
and on it, Don, I still I brought it on myself, but there's a level of pain that I live with. Yeah. And there's a level of discomfort, and there's some mobility issues, and I manage that as best I can. But ultimately, to say that like the pain remains, but I don't suffer. There's just an absolute joy to getting this second life, and maybe a third life. There's a few times I've been a little bit of a cat, so we might only have 2 or 3 more to go. But it's just been a joy, and I love the idea that like everyone is born with 2 lives. The first one you get when you're born, and the second one is when you realize you only have one. And so that jump was such a beautiful gift because I survived. And so it's really reshaped my whole perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think your biggest challenge is for the GGR? Where do you see that?
Currently, it's getting to the start, and I got hung up in the yard. So I ended up, I'm about 3 months behind leaving San Diego, which it's still very doable, but there are some things I need to get knocked out to pass the safety inspection, right?
Yeah.
And some of the other things to get ready for the race. So I need to hit my toll gates, and Panama can be sticky. So I got to make sure I'm in and out, and they don't get my hooks. It doesn't get the hooks in me.
Yeah.
And I'll make way for Tortola or St. Martin as directionally, and then most likely turn north for Bermuda and make my way over.
Yeah.
Just as like kind of general guideposts. I'm thinking I'll be able to finish the prep in France if I go directly there and plan for it there. So I'm adjusting some things, and but I'm still pretty much a solo team from the boat perspective. I have a lot of support from my family with just love and making food and just the little things. My brother coming on and helping with some of the limited technology. So I've got an AIS antenna that just transmits. So that's cool, and a few other things. And then I have a few friends scattered that have given me advice, or I've got a friend in San Diego who's been able to help with some of the outreach for sponsorships, which I'm still currently unsponsored, and also helping with like the food. I've got like Don, like 7 months of this. It's dry goods in here. It is phenomenal. It took me a little while to find the good stuff.
Is that your dry bag, or is that the actual brand? What is it? What is it?
Oh no,
freeze-dried, is it?
No, I'm saying I've got bags and bags of food, all in dry bags for a couple reasons. One, make sure it doesn't get wet, make sure other animals or critters don't get to it, not around. And then it also acts as ballast, so I can move it as needed, depending on how the boat's sailing.
Yeah, so you're one of the guys that needs help when you get this side of the world. We need to put a call out. You need two or three guys to give you a hand as soon as the boat arrives, eh?
I would be amazing to fall in on a crew.
Yeah.
Taylor from Skeleton Crew, we've been in touch. He's been a big supporter.
Across, is he? Is he coming across?
Well, the invitation's out there.
Well,
so we'll see.
Across. I'll tell you why, because I've got the bloody. In fact, I've got plates here with all the Skeleton Crew on it. They're too heavy to ship.
Oh, excellent.
Plates. Taylor, if you're watching this, you need to come here, mate. We didn't have the dollars to send it to you, but anyway, we've got them all there. You're not meant to get them unless you finish the race, But, but I've got them all for the whole crew.
Oh, fantastic, Don!
It'd be great to see him. Actually, anyway, we digress.
I know he'd love to be a part in any shape or form, and he loves the McIntyre adventures.
Crazy guy. But that's the serious. Anyone watching this that wants to come to La Sablone for a couple of weeks and give Colm a hand, I mean, it'd be really, you're one of the ones that needs a bit of help at the moment. Anyway, we digress. So, what are you looking forward to most about the GGR? Besides the fact that it kept you alive and got you here,
Yeah. It's the not knowing is most intimate.
Yeah.
The unfolding of what the ocean will give you is different for every single entrant. There's similarities across the board, but everyone has their own ride in this race. And I'm just going through The Long Way again, Motissier's book, and even in this little passage talking about the seabirds and being able to tune back in with the winds and understanding when it clocks over what that means. And then it's just it's a chance to in a time where the threat of everyone losing their job and AI taking over the world and robots and this and this reconnects you back into the frequency of the earth, back into what it really means to be connected. And it's been really emotional. I love going to sea. And so I'm really curious about the Southern Ocean. I know it's and also the Indian Ocean. People kind of overlook that one's a little bit more treacherous sometimes. But it does weird stuff when you get away from land, and I don't think many people understand that. And it's just an experience that you can't even really describe, and one that you have to earn and go out there and get it yourself.
Yeah, really interested to hear that, because I've had a couple of people. One was John Sanders, a guy that's done 12 solo circumnavigations, and he did a 3 loop at one voyage, 3 times around the world without stopping. He wrote me a letter and dropped it off in Tasmania, and I treasured the letter. It was just mind-boggling. But oh, jeepers. I've gone completely blank. Bloody hell. The winner of the last GGR,
Kirsten, yeah.
she wrote me a letter when she got down by Tristan da Cunha, and she'd already sailed a couple 100,000 miles, right? But now doing it in the GGR, she just brought it all together, and she wrote this amazing letter. And what she was talking about was that this was an amazing sensation of sailing like you're meant to sail, where you're at one with everything, and you have to actually use the lighthouses and count the bloody signals, and you're using celestial bodies to work out where you are. And it completely blew her away, because if you don't have to do it for a reason, people don't do it. You use chart plotters, you use this, that, and the other, everything. You get your weather forecast on. It's all gone. So that's exactly what you're talking about. Same deal, where you look at it from a different level and so on. So, yeah, there's some really interesting stuff going on. Anyway, but this is about you.
We got them all the Admiralty charts and the star finders. So we're ready.
That's the bank balance. Not good. That's cool. Hey, listen. Okay, so I'm happy to see the Tayana 37. A great boat. You know, Bob Perry's got his name all over the GGR. It'll be interesting to see who's there at the end of the day in terms of performance as well, because they look like hot boats, but we'll find out. Okay, so we've gone through your biggest challenge and so on. So, how's your celestial navigation? I mean, you would have probably eaten that, you know, like, you're comfortable with that side of it?
Yeah, it's I view it as kind of two steps. How is your ability to get a sight? And that's just practice. And so that is that's improving. And the other is a bit of math. And you just need to take your time and do your steps. So the military does cheat. We do smart cards. And they're just like, they break a little everything. You know, you can't, if you think of a sniper is doing advanced trigonometry, trying to calculate the rotation of the Earth, the Coriolis effect, the gravity for the bullet to drop. You're going to teach that to an 18, 19-year-old? Yeah. Like, no, you get a smart card that breaks it all down into 8 little steps, and you follow it. And if you do what it says, it'll get you there. And then, so I've always had a pretty good sense of direction and kind of orientation, handy with the maps. And so this has just been another cool piece. I've been enjoying at night getting reacquainted with the stars and just thinking of Artemis 2 going around the moon these last few days. It's just, and seeing how the constellations, I looked up and you have Leo progressing, and just at the bottom of Leo, you've got Virgo, and she's just coming up over the horizon, and just being able to know that. And then being able to find your way based on it is really cool.
You really caught me there. I've had this book for about 10 years, right? I just thought of something then. I discovered the other day that the guy in here is really good. They sold millions of copies of this book, you know. Anyway, he got it all wrong with the Southern Cross and the stars of the Southern Cross, with the cross and the 2 pointers when you go 90 degrees through the middle to work out where south is. Yeah. This guy completely missed what he's described doesn't actually. It sort of works, but he's missed the core principle of using the Southern Cross to find where you go. That's kind of funny, because there you are. And blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we digress. So that's cool. Okay, well, I'm going to get straight into these funny questions now.
Sure.
We do this every edition of the GGR. All you need to do is no, in fact, I'm going to go word association first. I'll have to be careful here. There we go. I'm going to throw some words at you and just give us the first thing that comes into your head. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Sponsors.
Don't have any.
Excitement.
Race start.
Overboard.
Better be tethered in, or my mom's going to beat me.
Oh, mother.
My greatest champion, my greatest cheerleader. I love her.
Impossible.
Don't know the meaning.
Weather.
Your greatest friend and your greatest enemy.
Books.
The Way to Escape.
Oh, we lost him. Bugger. That's a bit of a blow. It's not the program. We completely lost the link. He'll probably come back in a minute. So we might just hang in here and see what happens, or we might be able to chop it. Here he comes. He's coming back again. He's coming back. Oh, no, he's gone again. We lost him again. He'll keep trying. Here it comes. Colm's ready. Nope, dropped again. Yep, here we come. Oh, we got you. Yeah.
Happened.
Hang on a sec. No, that's okay. We're coming back. You're in again now, so that's fine.
Sorry. I
Okay.
think I got too excited with the hands and I hit something.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, we're back to bits. Panic.
It doesn't. No, I don't have
Sleep. Sleep.
it. When you can, how you can.
Southern Ocean.
Yeah, the great mystery, the great unknown.
Lonely.
No, I've got everything I need in here.
Dreams.
Making them come true.
Loser.
No such thing if you make it. Anybody who starts this is already a winner.
Fear.
No, it's something you need to get acquainted with and build a relationship with.
Space.
Probably not enough on the boat.
I meant the other space.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway, Cape Horn.
Cape Horn, just the best not whisper about her until we see it.
Yeah. Speed.
Relative.
Albatross.
Will be probably my only and greatest painting.
Suhaili.
Yeah, just gratitude for those that came before us. We stand on the backs of giants.
Kirsten.
Another one, just trailblazer. And really, I love how Kirsten brought a she was one with the race. She didn't fight it. It wasn't something to conquer. It was something to experience.
Yeah,
I loved her
exactly.
approach.
Yeah.
Her approach.
Clean sheets.
Yeah, luxury.
That'll do. Okay. So now you're going to pick. I got some crazy questions here, right? And you just got to pick a number between 1 and 10. Pick a number, and that'll choose the questions.
Oh, 9.
9. What's the most dangerous? This is a very relevant question. What's the most dangerous things you've ever done?
Ran through a minefield without knowing it was a minefield. Jumping off the tower in Southampton.
That's enough. That's enough. We can continue the conversation later. Holy dooly, yeah. What a life, eh? Okay, 11 to 20.
13.
To date, what's the best thing you've ever done?
The acts of service I've done for others.
Okay, that's cool. 21 to 30.
26.
26. Do you sing in the shower? And if so, what?
I'm not a sour singer, Don. I hate to disappoint the audience.
Singing anytime?
Yeah. My grandmother used to make up her own songs all the time. And it looks like that's not a personality thing. That must be in the DNA because it's percolated on down. So I just make my own little didgeridoos, my own little rhymes throughout the day. So kind of always singing inside my head.
You got instruments on board, for entertainment or anything? Or?
So I have I've got a ukulele, which I think is the beginner's instrument for sailors.
Yeah,
and then I also have I've also been a aspiring fiddle player.
Okay.
But you can't. It's very difficult to practice when you're starting out because you can't be around anybody for about 4 or 5 miles because you're just skinning cats.
It's skinning the cat, yeah.
So this the GGR provides an opportunity where I might be able to just get out there and see what I can do.
Okay, sounds cool. 31 to 40.
37.
37. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
That you need to be an active participant in your own life.
That's
That
cool.
life doesn't happen, it's what you make it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. 41 to 48.
42.
Why did you pick 42? I digress. All right, 42. How many hours sleep do you get?
Oh, between like 4 to 8, which may sound crazy, but you don't get it in one clip. I do a lot of 30 to 90-minute naps.
Yeah.
Sea lanes, you get fewer, and so you get your, you get your alarm every half hour. Further away from sea, when conditions are stable. However, I do see your opportunity to sleep is actually mostly during the day. Because the sun kind of stabilizes the weather a bit at night when the temperature fluctuations. It's when all the wind wants to do crazy stuff, or you're near land and you get some of that. You get some of the coastal stuff coming off. So that's you get your cat naps when you can.
That's leading into my famous statement. I didn't sleep for 20 days once. It was amazing. It's true. I did it all at night time.
Yeah.
Anyway, sick joke. Okay, so we got that. Now we get to really obscure questions. You got to pick a letter between A and N.
We'll do K.
K. If you compared yourself to an animal, what would it be?
I used to say my spirit animal was a penguin, but for the GGR, I don't know. I think the penguin. Just chill. I'm out there.
It's a favorite question for penguins. What's your attitude? Do you think penguins have got knees?
I've never heard that.
You reckon they got
have
knees?
knees? I think you're going to mess my head up for the next 24 hours thinking about that, Don.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you the answer then. Go sort it out, but it's quite surprising.
I doubt it.
There's 18 varieties. There's 18 varieties of penguins, and I've seen them all but one. Don't ask me which one, but I've been, as you know, got a lot of Antarctic stuff. But anyway, oh look, I can't hold the suspense. Yes, penguins do have knees. It's just that they're up under their feathers. So anyway, okay, so that's that lot. And now you're on your way. You think the timeline's right? What's your voyage plan? When do you think you're going to arrive here? It must be pretty tight, eh?
It's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tight. But it's doable. So
yeah,
if I can get through the canal and out of the Caribbean before Memorial Day, so the end of May, last weekend in May.
Yeah.
Then I'm in great shape. Yeah, and that's kind of, it looks to be about maybe the first week of June to get out of the Caribbean, maybe last week of May.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty straightforward. You just got you get your weeks. I wanted to be there July 1st when it opened, but now it's trying to be there by August 1st. So this way I can be there by the 10 August deadline.
Yeah. Boy, you need people. People watching this, Colm's going to need some people to give him a hand when he gets there. And those people don't realize you can't actually book the passage through the Panama till you get there, eh? They won't let you book it till you're on site. So you can't pre-book it, and then you might have to wait a week or something. Depends. So good luck with that. Okay. And your favourite item in life? What's your most treasured item, and is it on the boat?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to explain the story when we get to see it.
Boat life, crawling around.
Oh, jeepers! What do you call that? A dog.
So, it was a pound puppy stuffed animal, and it was the first Christmas gift I received from the man who raised me, his father, in New York after we emigrated, and it was named Wrinkles. on the box, but I couldn't pronounce it, so I said Brinkles with a B.
Wrinkles.
Right. So it's been with me. I took it to Afghanistan. I took it to college. I've taken it everywhere. It was in my bag for the OGR.
Yeah.
But I loved it so much that all the stuffing came out of the neck. Like I just hugged it so much as a kid. So it's seen better days, but so have I.
Yeah.
And I'll be taking Brinkles with us around.
Oh, we lost him. Bugger. Didn't get to sign off and stuff. Jeepers. No, he's coming back. He's back. Yep, we got you back in. Okay, takes 3 seconds to pop in. That's hilarious. I got to tell you my SAS story. Yeah, we were selling desalinators and special ones, NBCD ones, to the SAS in Australia, and I was going to Antarctica on a trip, and in 93, and we had an SAS guy sign on with us, right? And so he comes over, he's SAS, we're in the car driving home, and I said, hey, look, I was really worried because we're taking 200 teddy bears to Antarctica, right? And I got this SAS guy, I said, how am I going to tell him that we got 200 teddy bears coming, And we're 3 in the front of the van while we're driving back after the airport. I say, Johnny, I just need to tell you something. He said, oh, yeah, what, And I said, we're taking 200 teddy bears. And he says, oh, really? Can I bring the fluffy bunny? And I said, yeah. He's on the phone and said, bunny, urgent, here now. So he put his fluffy bunny. That was the start of many stories. But anyway, and my story, seeing we're talking this stuff, I've got a koala bear that's been with me 24 hours a day, my whole life, no matter where I am, what I'm doing. It started because she got given to me for a girl that I wasn't lucky with when I was 20, right, to go to New Zealand. And I've still got it with me. And it's just kangaroo fare and stuffing. He's still there.
Yeah. Well loved, Don. Well loved.
Yeah. Kind of funny, eh? All right. Well, great to chat. Anything else you want to get across, besides the fact that you need help when you get to La Sable d'Olonne?
Just it's just dare mighty things. Be bold. Like you get this one life, live it. Like it's and it's an awesome one. Whatever you do, just it's fantastic. Just get out there because it'll pass you by. And just grateful for the opportunity, Don. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm looking forward to seeing you. The last time I saw you was when?
France. We did for the meeting.
Oh, yeah, of course. Jeepers, of course. Yeah, and even then we didn't see much because I was so bloody busy with everything. So anyway, all good. Safe travels, especially across the paddock there, but I hope you get through the canal quick. And, we'll be going. You've got your tracker. Your tracker will be on the other side. You've got your tracker on. Is it on now?
Yeah, it's on now. I have it. It's the predictwind.com/tracking and then the boat name, which is Makushla.
Makushla. How do you spell it? So if people want to follow it.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll link it in the comments. I'll link it in
100%.
the comments. Yeah, I'll get something up there so people can follow. But I wasn't intending to follow until you got on the other side as part of the qualifier. So all right. Keep having fun. And we got lots of things we could talk about. Good on you, mate. Okay, and maybe we'll see Taylor. That'd be funny if he's in the sub delay. Jeepers. Anyway.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Yeah, be well, Don. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, Jane. So it's been a light wind day. And somehow there was one bird that has stayed with me for the last 3 days, just hanging out up front. But I think the word is out. All his friends showed up. I'm really thankful I packed the power washer because I'm going to need it when I get to port.